Hey, Connection Church, this is Pastor Doug. I just want to take a few minutes to shoot this video and just update you on a few things that are going on at Connection Church that you could be a part of. Number one, let me just say thank you to all the volunteers who help us each and every week at Connection Church. What a blessing we have to have so many people who are willing to serve Jesus in many different roles, whether it's set up and tear down or kids or greeters. We have small group leaders. There's just so many roles that happen every single week that allow us to do what God has called us to do as a church, to share the gospel, to disciple people, to love others. And so I just want to say thank you to all of our volunteers. We're doing a special thing over the next couple of weeks for our volunteers. On April 9th, we're having our what we're calling a volunteer summit. And so we would love for you to be a part of that. If you're a volunteer, check your email because you should have gotten an invite to that. If you didn't, please let us know. But it's going to be a fun night starting at 6 p.m. We'll have childcare provided at the Methodist Church where we normally do it on Wednesday night for our small groups. And so we'll have childcare, but also it'll be a great time of fun and food and fellowship together. But most of all, just a word of thanks to all of our volunteers. And so please if you can, make it a priority to be at the Volunteer Summit on April 9th at 6 p.m. at Trethway Pavilion in Spearfish Park. Also want to remind you about Easter services that are coming up. It's a great time of the year for every believer to be reminded about what Jesus has done for us on the cross, being buried and resurrected on that first Easter Sunday. And so we celebrate that together, but it's also a time when people in our community and in our lives are thinking about going to church that may not go to church on a regular basis. And so I want to encourage you to think about somebody that you can invite. In fact, more than one. See if you can think of a handful of people. Sunday on your seat in the service, there will be some cards, some invite cards that you can take, and we would love for you to take some time to invite your neighbors or friends, coworkers, family to be a part of that great day. And we'll have services at our regular time, 8:30 and 10:30 on Easter Sunday. Lastly, I want to relay a message to you from one of the families in our church. Caleb Sletton is a young little guy who has gotten cancer, and he and his family, David and Melanie and the boys, have all been in Minnesota now for several months, and so many of you are praying for them. And I spoke with David for a few minutes this morning, and he just wanted to relay his thanks to Connection Church for being that prayer support for them. He said that they've been in a spiritual battle unlike anything they've ever known, and so they appreciated their church family praying for them. And so I'm going to ask you to continue to do that. Caleb is making progress. The process of treatment is going forward in a good way. Of course, chemo takes a lot out of a body, and so for a little guy like him, he's really going through it. And so you continue to pray for them and pray for him, and also pray for his brothers who are kind of just in a situation where they're not at home and unfamiliar territory. And so it's a challenge for their family. So you guys will be praying for them. We've committed to send care packages to them along the way, and would love to put another one together soon. And so if you're interested in helping out with some needs, they have a Facebook page just for Caleb online, and so you can check that out. Or you can talk to one of us on Sunday. We'd be glad to try to let you know what the needs are that we know of that you could bless this family with. But we love them and we're praying for them. And so you continue to do that. We're praying for the healing of Caleb. Love you guys. I love being your pastor. I'm excited about what God is doing at Connection Church. And I encourage you to be at church this Sunday as we study God's Word together, as we fellowship with one another, as we prepare for a new week to share the gospel and live our lives worthy of what God has called us to do. Talk to you guys soon, and we'll hope to see you on Sunday.